Good morning. It is 6:27 a.m. December 19th, 2023. If you don't already know, my name is Kevin G Nicholson, and I am the host of this YouTube channel. And I say the date because we're 6 days away from Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, Christmas has always been kind of a big thing around my family unit anyway. I had a pretty large family on both sides, my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. And they would all get together on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And this wasn't long, long ago. This is back when that was the aspiration, was to have a family unit. Things have changed. Things have gone a little off the rails since then. But it's okay. Because we're still here. We're still kicking. You're a winner. You made it this far. Be proud of yourself for your resilience alone. So I was doing a little research and study. If you haven't caught it on my channel, I'm a lover of Oxalis triangularis. And you go, Oxalis triangularis? What's wrong with you? What is that? Is that a disease? No, it's a plant. It's a plant with purple leaves and little white flowers. And they love, I've been propagating them on well, maybe I would say personally ambitious scale. Because I got one plant, separated that to 5 plants and a couple, and then people stole them. And this girl, Melissa, stole one of my Oxalis triangularis plants. She just, I like it, it's mine. And I'm like, ooh. See, and that's with all of this feminist stuff. Everyone just, they think they could just take whatever they want because they're girls. Yeah, that only works until you hit 35 and you have no more. Anyway, I don't want to think about negative stuff. One of the things that in my studies was the phrase, faith in the redeeming power of truth. And because it's tough to have faith in other people because, you know, people are complex and they change. I was doing some studying about hormones of all things and how, you know, depending on the hormones that you have in your body, it changes who you are. Oh, we let the dogs out again. I love the dogs. Luna and Millie. But in that, of course, you're a different person when you're a child. You're a different person when you're in your adolescence. You're a different person in your 20s. As your hormones change, it changes. You know, not just you. I mean, it's part of you. But these are some of the things that, you know, I study and think about in between the art. And one of the things I'm going to play with here is, oh, I don't know if you can hear that. It's very loud. This is an instrument entitled Winter Storm, which I don't think I want to play with, actually. That's terrible. Let's raise the air. Wind. Wet. Upper trout. Well, that at least takes the edge off it. I don't know why I would even play this, because I'm not a fan of winter. I'm not even really Christmas. Holidays. How many holidays do we need? We got Thanksgiving, and then we got Christmas, and then we have New Year's, which is kind of a holiday. And then you got, President's Day, and then this president and that president, but then they moved it to a President Week. And then it's Black History Month, and then it's Columbus was a douchebag month. I don't understand the need for all the holidays, and I don't, you want to reflect on this, that, and the other thing. Why is it socially mandated or instituted? Now, I get culture. And all right, there are certain things that we want to. I even get like with Christmas, it's not a mandated thing, but you generally like to keep in mind your friends and your family, and you like to give them a token of your appreciation, which I think is very nice, and everyone should do from time to time. But having it mandated. It's like saying, okay, and you should be nice to grandma. You should be nice to grandpa. And you should be tolerant of grandma and grandpa when they don't agree with you. There's this big thing going, wow, don't make your kids kiss or hug grandma. Don't force affection out of them. And I think that's such a crock of shit. No, you need to teach kids to be affectionate and not so bubble wrapped, like it's all a la carte for them. It wasn't a la carte for us when we were growing up, and that's part of the balance of being a halfway decent creature. Anyway, I'm pontificating at this early course in the morning. Because as I said, I do my studying, and then this little book comes out, and this says lyrics and, things that I want to focus on in closer quarters. But the redeeming power of truth. Where does truth come from? Well, because one person's truth isn't another. It's like saying, can you tell what something looks at? Yeah, or let me pick my words carefully. You can look at the same thing from two different perspectives. It's still the same object, but the two perspectives, you're going to see two different things, two different sets of information about the same thing. And this is where empirical evidence is something that's observed from many states over time, and saying, okay, well, that's how we identify what that, object or fact is. It's funny because, but there are empirical rights and wrong. And how could you say it? Well, because, water boils, at a certain temperature. We do have enough mastery over the elements to say, okay, well, this is when water will freeze. This is when water will boil. This is, and some of it's just by default. I mean, let's face it. If it's cold outside, you're like, you don't want to go out in the cold if you have any sense of self-protection. You have you're going to either bundle up if you have to check out, or you're going to find a way to stay inside. At the same time, when it's nice out, everyone goes out and starts walking. Why? Because they're grateful they can go outside without it hurting them. It's important not to hurt when you're outside. Oh, I love soda. Oh, sorry, that took a second. So yeah, I thought I'd hang out with you this morning and talk a little about that. See if anyone's actually paying attention, maybe. It's funny, in this little book that I'm glancing through, I could see notes on, like, the album I released a year ago and stuff that I've been putting together for a long time. Some which has never come to fruition, because that happens. They don't all get it doesn't all get used. You got a cutting room floor in the book too, because I like this live streaming stuff, and I think I might be doing more of it. I mean, I'll be doing it pretty much through the winter, but the form that it's going to take, I'm all stuffy, is going to morph. Because, video games are fine and all, but I'd rather communicate. But, hey, who am I? Who am I to tell anyone nothing? How about Warm? Let's take a look at Warm. I'm going to play with some stuff here in the background. Got my instruments, my sets. Let's try an eloquent grand muted. Nice. I feel this. See, now, find the theme in your head. I'm trying to think of where I might have heard this before, or a setting that it fits into. Oh. I can only do one at a time? Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, no, we're going at least 3 on this. Let's give this a shot. It's a little muddy, but that's all right. I'm okay with that. So again, it's me composing at 6:42 in the morning. Just let it hang. See, chill in the morning. See, I never would have touched this K. This was kind of random that this stream went on. That's cool. Like that. What's in the higher end? Anything good? Oh. Let's just let that float. Yeah, and we'll do the second too. And I gotta play with this more. But generally I go through phases where it's like, okay, I'll do a music album, and then I'll go back to video, and then I'll do art, actual, acrylic on canvas, oil on canvas, or some variation thereof. But surprisingly enough, doing this live stream has been making me feel pretty, I don't know, I feel pretty good about this. Even though I'll probably have like 6 views. It's alright. You 6 people matter. And I know one of them's me. Because I'll end up watching this later on to check the audio. And now that things are, I feel like everything's running relatively smoothly. In regards to the stream, that is. Life is always a challenge. But, you gotta struggle. That's part of the joy of winning, is you gotta struggle in order to win. If you don't struggle, then there's no victory. You need the ebb and the flow. Granted, truism knowing you know nothing, and I know nothing. Does that make me truly wise? What do they call it? Idiot savant? I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm brilliantly clever. And other times, I realize I have to poop. And that humanity, knocks you right back into the real world. It's like I do a lot of research on, YouTube channels. And what are you supposed to do to make it better? And this, that, the other thing. And they say, well, put the words up. And now I've done the shorts. I've done the long form. And now I'm doing this. And I'm like, okay. But I don't want to fit the niche. I don't want, This other YouTuber I've been watching, he actually talked to me a little bit in his comments, which I always appreciate. And he got his wisdom tooth out, or wisdom teeth out. And so it was all wrapped up, so he hasn't been able to do videos. And I'm thinking, boy, it's, if you can't do the stuff that you want to do through disability like that, and disability can simply be a hangnail in your thumb so you can't play guitar. You know what I mean? Like, I was out of commission for playing guitar for at least a month because I had a friggin' hangnail. So, be aware of the agency you have and appreciate it. Use it. To make the world better around you in its whatever form you seem to be able to do. We got hammered by rain out here yesterday, to the point where it was coming through the windows. And it did, it came through the windows. We lost power for a little bit, but it didn't stay out too long, so that was lucky. And I had to clean up the water that came into the kitchen with a mop, and absorbed all the water, and then realized, boy, this floor needs a wash. So it got me into the wash my floor mode. It's still dreadful, but it's not, I would never eat off my floor. It's not that clean. Like, you can do it at my mom's, but you couldn't do it on my floors. There's just too much life. I keep a clean house, but it's not immaculate. And there's a lot of clutter because, it's the artist's lifestyle, man. I don't even necessarily know if it's a lifestyle, but I got lots of stuff which I have to reorganize and replace. And that's what I did. A huge portion of yesterday was trying to find, oh God, what a stupid task to do though. Looking through DVD cases, seeing the DVDs are actually there, and then compartmentalizing stuff, computer stuff versus audio CDs versus DVDs versus videotapes. Oh yeah, I found my demo tape, my animation demo tape from 1995. Let me repeat that. 1995. And I look back at it, and it actually wasn't that bad. But the music in the background was Alan Parsons' project, who was a huge inspiration in regards to me getting into the music that I'm into now, creating the music that I've been creating. I remember that was very uplifting to me in the 90s before. See, I used to be very naive in my youth. I am far more salty now. I still I still have faith, but it's a guarded faith, I guess you could say. Because, one of the things that was said today was that it takes courage to let your guard down into love. Because the price we pay for love is pain. That's just the way it works. Whether it's pain of betrayal, pain of death, pain of sickness, pain of empathy. But if you wall yourself off so you don't feel anything, well then, what kind of existence is that either? Life is a delicate balance. For example, I had a little dog, a little cocker spaniel, a little black cocker spaniel by the name of Knox, spelled N-O-X. And everyone always assumed it was like Fort Knox. But no, N-O-X was Latin for night. And I, you could laugh at me for this. I bought that dog when I got my first real good paying job in Providence, Rhode Island. And I think back in the 90s, 95, I think I paid $450 for this black Cocker Spaniel because it matched my wardrobe and because I love Cocker Spaniels. And I still love Cocker Spaniels. And he was a glorious dog. I loved that dog. I still love that dog despite, I mean, obviously the dog has passed. But the pain you get at the end, ooh boy. Because I still feel that pain now. The price you pay for love is pain. So now I love vicariously through my neighbor's dogs. We got Pups upstairs, we got Melly and Luna next door. And I love them, but I also love the fact that I can come in here and kind of go, okay, I was nice to them, we got to hang out, we got to be buddies, but I don't have to worry about them. And I mean, I still do. Obviously, I want them to be safe and fed and treated well. But, but I don't have to carry the heavy emotional weight as I did with my dog. And then, the other thing is you get older and you start losing people in your life. You start realizing really what has value. It's not the things. There's one thing to have that person's sovereignty and saying, okay, I worked hard, so I've earned this through hard work. I think everyone's entitled to that. But in the end, you realize it's the coexistence with others that goes beyond endurance and gets to a point where you're like, oh, wow, this manifested a completely different constructive vibe. And when that happens, I treasure those moments. They're few and far between, but if you're lucky, you can kind of arrange it so if you're good, you can get through life with more positive than negative. But you're gonna have to have both. That's the way you cook. The way life cooks. Holidays. It doesn't feel Christmassy. Granted, I haven't been inundated with the outside world. Because I'm sure if I walked through a Walmart or any sort of major store, I'd be pelted with Christmas music of all sorts. And be force-fed the holidays. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the Christmas lights. I love Christmas lights. But I mean, that's observing an effect on society overall. I think there might even be more of a decoration extravaganza that goes on in Halloween every year. People are more into that holiday than they are Christmas at this point. And I mean, it's all fictitious. Without human beings, none of these things happen. There is no Halloween without humans. There is no Christmas without humans. There is no Father's Day, there's no Mother's Day. You know what I mean? We make these imaginary constructs up. And all of a sudden, there's a social adhering to it. I would like to think that I'm not one of the sheeple, but in my own way I am. Part of the collective. But, again, true wisdom, I don't know shit. on, I know I got a nice Coca-Cola. I got a little marijuana. It's legal. Never thought I'd see that happen. When they go, you know what, it ain't that bad, let's legalize it. I mean, people are still making a hubbub because a lot of people were in it. Back in the 80s, Nancy Reagan was running around going, say no to drugs, say no to drugs. And then they'd go back and they'd take a lot of drugs. And they were implying recreational drugs. But the truth of the matter is, if any sort of substance enhances you in a moment or makes you feel better in a moment, there's going to be a payment at some point. And that goes for the life-extending drugs, too. Because I'm on, if the drugs come in these containers, well, then that's okay. Yeah, but the drugs in these containers killed my sister. It wasn't marijuana. Do you trust the person who's filling out the, who's making the pills? Do you trust the guy who's giving you the prescription? Do you want to change your, I was talking about hormones earlier. Do you want to change your biological makeup to turn you into a different person? Because that's what happens. When I got interviewed by Fidel Dog, one of the things that he had talked about, or one of the things that we had talked about is that, you have a bad meal, and you get sick, well, that changes you. That changes your, the way you look outward at the world. And that's something to keep in mind is, everything that you consume, everything you smoke, everything you imbibe. And even entertainment, what entertainment you take in. Gonna let it play out. So yeah, it's funny because I was listening to Jordan Peterson and someone had piano music playing in the background. I'm like, I can't do it. All the piano music. What else we got? Emotive EP. Let's try that, shall we? Oh, I'm in a PBS special. Or an after-school special. I guess this equivalates, is that a word? To me playing the keyboard in the live stream in the morning. So you want to see something? I've been trying it. Got this right here. Which I don't know if you can tell. Candle, and it's supposed to be I took my hand off the keyboard, so we lost the music. And it's supposed to be melting this, which has a smell to it, but it doesn't have enough flame. The wick isn't big enough. Heartfelt, upright, introspective, grand. Nah, let's do heartfelt, upright. Let me speak to you. Let's see if I can speak to you more heartfelt with the heartfelt, upright keyboard. Pardon me. Let's see. Let's feel. Let's feel it on the low end. All right. Okay. I don't know if I'm feeling more heartfelt. I mean, I'm down with this. Switch it off. Ooh, excuse me. I did 2 days of sausage and eggs. Delicious. But, like I said, anything you put in your body, you pay for it. I'm just glad I don't have a proclivity to get fat. Some people, it's terrible. Heart felt upright. Yeah. Shall we move to a different genre here? Producers orchestra? Nah. Ooh, we had fun with Memento last time. Let's do a little of that. Go to the bottom here. My friends? Oh. Okay. How you feeling? Running out of fingers. It's all right. How about, yeah, let's do that. Excuse me. I'm going to do the Quiet Storm. Tribal. Totally. Making music with Kev. Try one. I can see this like an indie movie. Like this is the opening scene. You follow him on a bike or whatever he's traveling, or maybe walking, running. This is action. I can see this. You want a lot of high camera angles. To keep that in mind. Like I said, this coming year, if I manage to make it through, then I'm gonna be I'm gonna be doing some more. I'm gonna do a bunch of shorts to get into it. And when I say shorts, I don't mean like the 15-second kind or the under a minute kind. I mean long form videos that'll maybe run like maybe 3-4 minutes. But I'm going to go into them with a lot more precision than I have in the past. It's been weird. I've always been more of a documenter, if that's even the right word, where I felt like anything I was capturing was for archive, was for historical provenance. Where, okay, I've taken pictures of like stuff from back in the 90s, which I was just taking as, okay, this is what's going on around me, this is the party, this is the school, this is the... But now it has a different sort of relevance, because you look at it 30 years down the road and you're like, oh my goodness, well, it was a different time, and even the air looks different and the footage looks different. It's like how you can look at something that was created in the 80s versus the 70s, and they all have that different color tone. Times have their own ethos. And so it's neat to see that over the course of one's own life, because you're like, oh, well, this is a lot different than it was 30, 40 years ago. Not all good. Not all good. How about doubt? Granted, I got enough doubt as it is, but let's try this. There's another indie movie background. I remember it for this. Or you could use this for a science channel. Today on American Science Journal Weekly, we'll be discussing cyber implants, nanotechnology, gene therapy, and genetic splicing. I'm just going to play this in the background because I think it makes me sound more intelligent. I kind of like it for that alone. What do we got on the high end? Oh, nice counterpoint. That's probably not the right word. But I only learned what an accent was just a few weeks ago. Ooh. This is going somewhere. Oh no. Ooh, something just happened that I didn't want to do. Oh, that's all right. We'll move on. Let's see. Lonesome breeze? Nah. Rising turbulence. Let's do that. We'll do that in the mids. This has become solely a live stream about entertaining myself. That's nice. You can hear it in the under. I wonder what I did there. It's It's appearing in this. Trying to think of where that would. I want to say maybe like a mystery, like had a mystery feel to it. Anything else I want to try in here? Only hope. Ooh. Let's take those. We'll do 3 fingers. This is gold. I'll tell you straight up. This is where the motivational speech comes from. No matter how bad things seem, remember, your mindset can change that. Your perspective can change just from a simple motion. So be cautious, but allow yourself the openness to risk the pain. Allow yourself the ability to allow people into your life without being suspicious the entire time. Don't be naive, but you do have to open yourself up to a certain degree of pain in order to stay alive. And you have to appreciate that. Appreciate the moments. And with that, I think that's my live stream for this morning. I may come back and do a little more of this later on. We'll have to see. Chemical machines. But thank you for hanging out with me. And I hope to see you on the next Dr. Daydream.